The Richest Man in Babylon is one of the most interesting business books anyone can read today. It details the story of ancient Babylon and what led to the city's vast wealth, and provides many advice that people today can learn from when they want to build wealth and successfully invest their money to earn more. And I was able to take away 5 things from reading The Richest Man in Babylon. And in this video, I'll be outlining each of the 5 things I was able to learn. And I know you will benefit from applying this advice. The first lesson I learned in The Richest Man in Babylon is this: gold cometh clearly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future or that of his family. Now, what this simply means is this: a lot of us will find it very hard to either save up, and not just to save up now. We find it very hard. We find it all too often that before you know, we run out of cash. Applying this advice makes it very easy for a person to build wealth, even when things are not very smooth. The lesson is saving 1/10 of your income. So if you earn, let's say, $400,000 in a year, saving $40,000 out of the $400,000 every year will actually help you to build wealth. Imagine saving $40,000 every single year and investing it for 2 to 3 years. You can imagine what will come about it. So that's the first law of actually increasing your wealth. It's always called the first law of the treatment to a lean purse. Always save 10% of your income. Now, you can save much more than 10% depending on your circumstances, but save as little as 10% of your income. It is tried and trusted. Like, I've found the benefit of applying this specific point. The second one is: gold labored diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for his profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. Now, it is always stated that when you leave money in your bank and you don't touch it, while your bank might give you interest at the end of the month, because of inflation, what happens over time is that money continues to drop in value. But imagine you have 40,000 naira in your bank account. Instead of you just living there and lying down, it's always advisable to take that money and then you give it to someone who can help you to multiply it. Now, instead of you working hard to multiply that money, you have $40,000 in your account. All you might just do is give it to someone who, or invest in stocks or in any business that you feel will yield results. If at the end of the year you get 40,000 naira and 10%, that's $4,000. Not that 4,000 naira as a profit or interest on your $40,000. That is your money working for you. So the point is this: while you want to save money for a period of time, you should have the end goal of making it work for you by investing it in anything you would like to invest it in, just so that that money can multiply for you and help you to grow your wealth. The third lesson that I learned from that The Richest Man in Babylon is this quote: gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in handling it. Now, this is very interesting. There was a story that was told in that book about a man who wanted to invest in gold. But it's more like someone who wants to invest in stock exchange and then he goes on to consult an automobile engineer or a mechanic for advice on how to invest in stock. Or you want to invest in gold, you are consulting a fashion designer. It really doesn't make sense. If you give your money to a fashion designer to help you invest in gold, he really knows nothing about gold, nothing about stock exchange, and you lose your money as fast as you possibly could. In The Richest Man in Babylon, the story was told of that man, and he lost his money and he had to start afresh. He started to save 10% of his income all over again. And that's another lesson. So while you want to invest your money, you should always invest it in places where you know that whoever is handling it knows what they are doing. If you are investing it in stocks, you know the person knows what he's doing. If you are investing it in a company, you know that person knows what he's doing. The fourth lesson I learned from The Richest Man in Babylon is this quote: "Gold slippeth away from the man who invests in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep." Now, this is also another interesting point. Now, sometimes a person might, okay, he doesn't want to invest it, but he wants to use it for a specific business. Now, a story was told about a man who had a lot of money on him, and then his sister's husband wanted to borrow that money from him for business, and then he went to a money lender to ask for advice, and then the money lender asked him, "Does your sister's husband knows how to do that business?" Or and then the guy was like, "No, he doesn't know how to do that business. He just wants to go into the business newly." And the money lender was like, "No, I will never give my money to someone like that." The lesson is this: money is only going to work for you. You're going to see the benefit from it if you know what you're doing. If you don't know about a business, rather than you just jumping into it and wasting all your money, it's best for you to go into an area that you specialize in. So if you are specializing in medicine, you might go into a line where that is actually where you can actually use your specialization. Well, the lesson is this: as long as you don't know a lot about a business or about a skill or about a trade, it is not always advisable to do it. That says, "Go snippet away from the man who invests in business or purposes with which he is not familiar." I think that's a beautiful lesson. Another lesson that I also learned from the fifth lesson is this: "Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, and who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment." Now, as this channel continues to go, as I continue to make videos, the danger of being emotionally attached to your investment will come up in many videos. But the lesson from this is this: there are many investments where you say, okay, at the end of the year, we are going to give you 15% of your investment. Now, imagine you see a business that tells you, look, after the first month, we'll give you 50% of your investment. You have to be very, very careful of it, because your money is going to go, gold is going to flee from you because you want to force it into impossible earnings. And that's another law of gold. When something looks too good to be true, it is actually because it is too good to be true. And then you want to be very, very careful of where you put your money. You shouldn't want to expect too much returns on your investment. That is another very, very important idea from the richest man in Babylon. And then when you invest in some businesses, you shouldn't be too attached to them. When you think it is time to leave, it's time to get out, you should get out. Staying any longer just because you're attached to that business might not be a wise idea. So those are the 5 rules of gold, and those are the very, very most important things I picked from it. That is, save 10%, as little as 10% of your income, and then after you save it, use it to create more money. Use every penny you have as a soldier man that goes to look for more, and then you reinvest what they bring. The top point is this: don't give it, or don't seek advice from people who don't know what they are doing about a business. Another one is you only use it in a business that you're familiar, and then you don't have to be greedy. That's the 5th one. Those are the lessons that I learned from reading the book The Richest Man in Babylon, and I know that you must have learned something from this video. Can you subscribe to this channel and give us thumbs up if you like the content that we shared in this video?